Well, it seems that at least a few people are interested in hearing me talk about how I make my rings, which is great because my girlfriend kind of just zones out over my shoulder while I talk about it. So this is Carving Wax with Chris Part 1. To start things out, I use a ball vise to hold my wax pretty much the whole time. 1, because it has straight, hard, flat surfaces, and 2, because I'm clumsy as fuck and I break pretty much everything. I even broke the ring that I was using to make the video about how I use a ball vise to not break my rings as often. So the less it's in my hands, the better. This also highlights just how delicate it is and that shit happens even when you're trying to be careful. Now, the number one thing, if I'm trying to be accurate and symmetrical, is starting off with a really flat, true surface. And there's 100 different ways to do this and different tools, but I just like to use a saw, the flat surface of my ball vise, and then clean it up with a file or a rasp afterwards. Whatever method you use, just make sure it's flat and square. Another good method I recommend is using drywall sanding screens instead of sandpaper because they don't clog and they do a good job. Once I've picked my ring size and I've got my inside diameter, I go to marking my outside diameter and just look at this curly Q. Look at it. From there, I mark the thicknesses of my walls, and I always leave a little bit extra just so I have some room for error. You'll notice at the top, flat part dips down a little bit, usually from the manufacturing process when it's cooling. Then I cut the top off square and clean it up using my file or my rasp, and the ball vise works as a file guide so you don't cut any deeper and leaves you with a nice flat surface. The reason I say square surfaces are so important is because I'm going to be clamping it, and if it's not square, it'll slide around and move around in the ball vise. Now here I'm squaring off the sides of the ring. I'm being careful to be nice and accurate on each side. And then I take my final measurements to mark the center of my ring, and this reference line I'll carry all the way around. Once you start focusing on symmetry and really using your reference lines, you're going to notice when anything is even off just a little bit. In the next video, I'll go over starting to remove the wax and how to use your reference lines. And if you have any questions, I hope you comment and like the videos and watch them, so I keep making more of them. Thanks for watching.